Next is our 6.10, presentation of proclamation honoring lives and resilience 10 years since the Valley Fire, and B, consideration of a purchase of a bronze plaque to present to the Middletown Rancheria of Pomo Indians in recognition of their steadfast support, collaboration, and community service during times of disaster.
Can those be separated out?
Yeah, one at a time.
Yes.
Yes.
The proclamation.
Okay.
Supervisor Pyska and
I
Supervisor
want to
Owens.
invite everybody that's here for this proclamation to come up. We've got all kinds of folks that are here that have been really amazing strategic partners over the years, including department heads, community development, public health. Lauren, you can come up too. Oh, come on. You want to come up?
You got it? All right.
All right, Board of Supervisors, County of Lake, State of California, proclamation honoring lives and resilience 10 years since the Valley Fire. Whereas on September 12th, 2015, the Valley Fire ignited near Cobb Mountain, becoming the third most destructive wildfire in California history at that time, burning 76,067 acres, destroying 1,955 structures, and forever altering the landscape of Lake County. Whereas the Valley Fire claimed the lives of 5 residents: Bruce Bevan Burns, Robert Taylor Fletcher, Robert Lickman, Barbara McWilliams, and Leonard Neft, and seriously injured 4 firefighters, reminding us of the profound human cost of wildfire. And whereas the Valley Fire displaced thousands, caused hardship for countless families, and left indelible scars upon our communities. And whereas the fire also revealed the strength of Lake County and its partners as neighbors, first responders, emergency management and law enforcement, mutual aid, local government agencies, tribal nations, nonprofits, and volunteers came together to protect lives, aid survivors, and begin the long road to recovery. And whereas lessons learned from the Valley Fire continue to shape preparedness, response, and recovery efforts locally and across California, strengthening our resilience and guiding investments in fire prevention, stronger partnerships, and community education. And whereas the courage of first responders, the compassion of volunteers, and the leadership shown in the face of adversity serve as a lasting testament to Lake County's spirit of resilience and unity. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Board of Supervisors of the County of Lake hereby recognize the 10th anniversary of the Valley Fire, honors the lives lost, expresses gratitude to all who aided in wildfire response, recovery, and calls upon the people of Lake County to continue building a safer, stronger, and more resilient future. Passed and adopted this 9th day of September 2025, signed by the Chair of the Board of Supervisors, Eddie Crandall. So I want to thank all of you for coming today. It's been a lot of work preparing for this really big milestone, and so much has happened over the last 10 years, but we were in the fog of repeated disasters. We had very little blue skies time until just recently for us to, I think, really reflect on what we've been through together, who stepped up as leaders, and how we've built these really significant collaborations throughout our partners. We've really come a long way. So that's what this event really is for me. This whole week I've been reflecting on where we were 10 years ago and how far we've come together. And I saw the fire start from my house. It started at, the original tone out was at 1:24 p.m. And I saw it from my house. And I took a picture and I put it on Facebook 16 minutes later. And people saw that. That was the only alert that we had back then. And I packed my kids were 3 and 6. we put them in the car with my dog and my chickens, and my husband and I were leaving. And as I pulled out of my driveway, I realized that people in my neighborhood did not know what was going on. And we went door to door, trying to get people. They were taking naps, they were inside. It was a hot day, they had their air conditioning on. And one of my neighbors is one of the people that didn't make it. And so I think about all the changes that have happened in our Office of Emergency Services, our partnership with Cal OES, the fact that we have watch duty now, we have Genesis, we have zones, we have people prepared, we have training, we have so many things that that have happened, that have brought us to this point where we're not hopefully going to lose lives anymore, especially in the middle of the day. We've built an incredible partnership with the Middletown Rancheria. They've opened their doors so many times without hesitation to shelter people, to feed people, with no expectation of ever being reimbursed or paid, because we care about each other. We have nonprofits, faith-based organizations, volunteers, government agencies. We've all been transformed. But what really didn't get talked a lot about are our county leaders who stepped up, because every county worker is a disaster worker. And when you get that call, you do whatever you're asked. And a lot of our leaders are gone now. It was 10 years ago, so they've moved on, they've retired. But a lot of the county leaders that you see here grew up during that time. And you are carrying on that legacy, and our agencies have all been transformed. All of the work that we do now is different. So I want to take this moment to really recognize all of you who have been in service for the last 10 years, making our community safer, getting through this grind of recovery, which it really, really has been. But I feel like we're on the other side of that right now, and we can appreciate how far we've come together. So I just wanted to really make sure that all of you have my heartfelt thanks for the work that you've done and you continue to do, and that we're going to do together in the future. And I'll pass it.
Comes with being the sheriff. So I was a sergeant when the Valley Fire started in 2015 at that time, and I've progressed through to the top position in the sheriff's office. My parents actually lost their house in the Valley Fire, so I feel that from that perspective side of things. But I'd like to echo what Supervisor Pyska said. From that time till today, ever the optimist, I've seen the progression in the sheriff's office, in OES, in CDD, the collaboration among the community, and how we've progressed from 2015 to where we are today in our response. For an example, in the sheriff's office, immediately when we get notified of a fire, we automatically send a supervisor to embed with CAL FIRE, immediately. We didn't do that in the early 2000s. We do that immediately now, so we get that firsthand information. The communication with our community is so much better now because of the systems that we have in place. And we're always looking at new systems. We're always looking at everything that we're doing, and we're evaluating it and saying, can we do this better? And we learned that in 2015. We were kind of stagnant in 2015. No fault of anybody's. I think the entire community was that way. We hadn't experienced a tragedy like that. And unfortunately, we had to kickstart where we are today. And I've seen the improvements out of that, and we still have that mindset in the sheriff's office and in OES, where we're constantly looking at what we're doing, how we're servicing our community, how we're notifying our community, and how can we do it better. And that all was born out of this tragedy from 2015.
Hi, my name's Tavi Granger, and I was sent to Twin Pine and just told to go there and find a man named Moke. So I go there to find a man named Moke, and I go up to one guy that looks official, and he says, I'm not Moke. And I go up to another guy, and I say, are you Moke? And he said, no, when you meet Moke, you'll know him. So I did, and I do, and I just want to say I appreciate his opening up for us, his wife Nancy, that they were both very helpful and always included us in everything. And I just wanted to say thank you.
My name's Kelly Page. I'm a deputy director at Social Services. And when this event happened, we were all such babies in disaster response. We did not know what to do. Tavi was sent there. I was sent the following day and told, just manage the shelter. We didn't know what to do. We had no playbook to follow. So we quickly just leaned on compassion and flexibility. And that's really what we used to get through the next several weeks. We both walked through the door at the shelter at Twin Pine, and I don't think we left for a month and a half, maybe 2 months. And that just became my job. And it was the most rewarding time, but also a very difficult time. And I do want to thank the Middletown Rancheria for all the support we received there. It was very heartwarming to see our community come together. Sorry, I'm choked up.
It's okay.
I'm Shannon Kimball Oth, and at the time of the Valley Fire, I was a pastor here in Lakeport and completely new to disaster response until, for those of you that remember, John Chavez from FEMA came and said, please be part of the long-term recovery. It was in that process that I met Jessica and Moke and so many others. As a pastor at that time, I will tell you that I was deeply moved by the trauma in our county and our community, and I am well familiar with that trauma. Now, many years later, I work in the Red Cross. I don't think I would work for the Red Cross if it wasn't for that 2015 experience. But in particular, I am glad that Jessica lifted up the Middletown tribe for their openness. And I wanted to say that it wasn't just the Valley Fire. It has been every disaster since then. We have a before and an after the Valley Fire, but after the Valley Fire, this tribe opened up their event center for the Valley Fire in 2015, for the Clayton Fire in 2016, for the winter floods of 2017, for the Sulphur Fire in 2017, for the Mendocino Complex Fire in 2018, for our first common public safety power shutoff in 2019, in 2021, for what we now know are ongoing power safety shutoffs. In 2023, they opened the first open to the entire county warming center during a snowstorm. In 2024, they opened for the Boyles Fire and for the Harbor Fire and for so many other things after. And somebody, when I was like kind of going through this list, we were talking about it. Somebody said, well, wasn't there a bomb threat in 2018? And I was like, yes, but they had to evacuate because of that. The threat was against them. But for all of these others, they opened up for us because of a commitment to community. And the last thing that I want to say that I experience as being quite different now, we have a co-ed, we have resilience hubs and centers, and we work together in a new way. And I'm just going to steal your line because we've all said it, but collaboration in Lake County is our superpower. Thank you. And thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. I think the biggest, did someone else? Oh, yes.
The Valley Fire actually devastated our area. Is it on? I think so. Okay. Many individuals, businesses, organizations stepped up. These included our Twin Pines Casino and our Rancheria, all three Hardesters markets in the Middletown, Cobb, and Hidden Valley area stepped up big time. The Middletown Lions Club also stepped up huge. They were gathering donations, all kinds of clothes. There was just household goods. There were so many things that they did. They were open for, I would say, a couple of months or more. Our Middletown area town hall actually opened up too and held a lot of things at the senior center and at the near the library where we could go in and get our licenses and sign up for programs and get our birth certificates and all those things that burned in the fire. That was amazing. It really helped us all out a lot. I too lost my house and 3 outbuildings. The Twin Pines Corporation stepped up huge, as did the Moose Lodge in Clear Lake Oaks, they also open up for every disaster. And I think it's important that we recognize that this was not just within a particular area that people stepped up, it was actually statewide. I cannot say enough about the city of Calistoga opening up their fairgrounds and what they did for the people of our community, taking in people there, the businesses opening up for showers for the people that were evacuated at the fairgrounds, and they collected donations. I believe there was at least 2 wineries that each donated $1 million each to the funds to help the survivors. So, and actually, I don't even like the word survivor. I think it's kind of, we went through something together, and it made us stronger. I was shocked at the number of people that stepped up to help. I know I personally, and I've talked to other people too, out of state sent me like a $500 check to help us because we did lose everything. Well, not everything. I don't like to say that either. But we did lose our home and some barns and some livestock. So I think that it's really important that if we're going to thank one, we need to thank everybody. And that's going to be an impossibility, as there's no, there's not any data, or nobody tracked all those that gave, whether it be an individual that donated their time or a business that donated money. There was so many people that came out of the woodwork. It was phenomenal. And it, like I said, it wasn't just in California. It certainly wasn't just in Lake County. It was throughout the nation where people were moved and helped us out. And I need to say thank you to them as well.
Sure.
Good morning, everyone online and in the room. I want to thank the Board of Supervisors for presenting this proclamation on the most devastating day in my life that I ever experienced, and all the hard work that the county, everybody did. And you're right, it's the entire community. And I saw it come together. It was unbelievable. But that night, our community was on fire. It was unbelievable. We lost 43 homes in our organization, 38 employees lost their homes, 5 tribal members. It was absolutely devastating. We didn't even know if we had a town to come back to as we watched the thing burn. So what we went through was unbelievable. But yeah, everybody rose to the occasion that needed to happen. And it's not about thanks of one individual or one organization. It's the way we came together as a tribe. Now, that's the way I look at it. We had a community to take care of. We had people to make sure that they had somewhere to go, somewhere to eat, somewhere to be sheltered, and not worry about the devastation they just experienced. I myself too, packed my daughter's stuff. My grandfather's home burned. I said, it'll be here when we get back. I didn't believe it was going to burn, but it did. And that recovery process was unbelievable. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. And Middletown Rancheria will be here forever. We've been here forever, and we will always be helping the community. Our tribe understands the resiliency concept more than you know, because it's been happening to us forever. So we will continue to do what we need to do and to be prepared. I want to thank the Red Cross. I want to thank all the organizations. We have a standing agreement that our shelter can open at any time whenever it's needed. I want to thank Senator McGuire. He was the first one to show up after the fire at the Rancheria and say, yeah, we can make this happen. Congressman Thompson, you can just go through the list of folks that showed up to help. There were many tribal organizations that showed up to help to make us understand what an emergency operations center needs to be. And then you have Team Lake County. I also want to thank the Calliope Water District, because if everybody remembers, when everything burns, the water doesn't shut off. So we had to go around the next morning. Augie Santana, Frank Haas, Wyatt Jones, which was a young man, Kelly, I'm forgetting Kelly's name right now. They own the auto parts store in town. Anyway, we had to go around and turn off all the water spigots to the homes because they were just shooting out. you know, and we had to rebuild the entire water system. Todd was there. He came down from Anderson Springs and Lower Lake. But before we could even get water back in the tanks for the fire department, we had to, you know, rebuild the entire water system. So I know it pretty good now. It's kind of neat. But Hardesters allowed us to just go in and grab whatever we needed to fix the piping that had to be done. It was unbelievable, but I can't thank everybody enough. We've come a long ways. I also want to thank Hammers for Hope. Hammers for Hope rebuilt 30 homes after the Valley Fire. You know, that many folks, it was great to see them stand on their porch, because healing didn't start until that key was given to somebody and they were back in their home. And even though they're living with that trauma, that was a good thing to see happen for many, many folks. So I want to say thank you very much. And as you said, Jessica, Middletown Rancheria doesn't do anything for acclimation. We just do it because it's the right thing to do, and you help your community when it's in need. So, and we weren't evacuation prepared, or, you know, I've done a lot of training since then, but it was just, let's just take care of ourselves, be safe, and make sure that we can communicate with each other. So I want to thank everybody, the county, the state, the feds, every community member that stepped up, and just say thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. I think that's the best that I've ever seen this community come together. Politics divides it, disasters unite it, and we'll just keep moving forward in that manner. So, and there's just one clarification, it's Twin Pine, no S. And Twin Pines is not an organization. It's a tribally owned business by the tribe. So thank you very much, and thank you for allowing me to speak today. Oh.
I just wanted to make sure that I expressed appreciation for the growth that has taken place in the Community Development Department since 2015. I saw that plume and thought, oh, no, that's not good, and had no idea. And so then the next thing, you know, we're county responders, we're county volunteers, so a number of us were responding to the EOC, where we stayed for a very long time. And at that point, our building inspectors and building safety personnel were out helping to do assessments. And that learning curve has turned us into a pretty well-oiled machine, such that when Clear Lake had their last fire, we had team members out there, you know, shortly, with an instant turnaround, there to support not just county responses, but also city responses. And our planning team learned a lot about what we need to have in place to help recovery, because after the fire's done and all our essential workers go back to their jobs, that's when community development really starts working for the public to rebuild. And so we have come quite a long way to be here for our county, and we wouldn't have been able to do so without a very dedicated workforce that has been trained and educated and is in better shape now than we ever have been. Thank you.
So I'll just end with I think the biggest lesson we learned is that no one can do this alone. No single agency, not the government, not local, not state, not federal, no one. And that's how we are continuing forward, is all hands on deck all the time, build the collaboration, and show up for each other every time. So thank you.
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah, 2015 was, if it was just a Valley Fire, but unfortunately it was quite a bad year overall for fires, and I feel like we were ground zero for what was to come, not just in Lake County, but for the rest of the state. The Rocky Fire didn't have even close to the same level of impact. There was no need for evacuation centers in the same way. It was just not burning through residences. This was completely new. The communication was lost, people stranded in traffic. We learned so much from that one experience, unfortunately, but we've come a long way. I remember we were all really upset with Red Cross because we didn't understand how Red Cross worked. What do you mean I can't donate food out of my kitchen to help these people? It was frustrating, but we just didn't know. We've never had that experience, and now we've come to understand how it works, and we've come to a better understanding of how to proceed. Somebody mentioned the Moose Lodge. Their hearts are in it. They had to learn some hard lessons. We were getting trucks from out of the state, as you were saying, Supervisor Owen, mounds of clothes. Eventually that got to the Brick Hall. Eventually that got somewhere else. Lesson learned. What's actually needed? What do we really need to do? You missed a fire, by the way, Pastor Shannon. Middletown Rancheria helped out also for the Cache fire. But everybody was helping. And it's appreciated, everyone that was able to help out rather than living in fear, dealing with the trauma. The stories that I've heard, I didn't experience them personally. The videos I've seen, it was just a horrible, horrible day. One, unfortunately, that we will remember forever because of what happened and the people that were lost and people that were hurt. It's amazing what we've learned and what we've come out of from that experience. I want to name a couple of names. I know it's a little potentially awkward, but people of the past that are no longer here. I know that Carol Hutchinson made a huge impact during that time as we had some leadership changes that were happening in the county, and we needed somebody to step up to really help out. I know that I remember going to the EOC, and in fact, I don't really remember if it was the Rocky or the Valley Fire because they were very close timing. But I remember Kevin Thompson being at the front of the EOC and trying to help out, and he was our interim behavioral health director at the time being. It's just the position you were in was not necessarily the position you expected to be in during the fire. You were asked to go above and beyond, and there's some people that definitely stood out, and those people should be remembered and appreciated for their hard work and their love for their community and the fact that they went out of their way to make sure that others were safe. Thank you for bringing this today.
Just want to thank everybody for all their continued work. Everything's been stated, but I think the biggest thing is the distance we've come and continue to work together as a county. So appreciate that, and thank you.
I'd like to just say that I know back in 2015 I was just becoming the chair of my tribe at Robinson, and so we were, of course, on the other side of the lake, so opening our area for anyone that would need to go over there, of course. I do remember, though, we always, and still to this day, the CAL FIRE and anyone in that capacity likes to stay at the facility there. So, you know, we did whatever we could as well, but of course, it was all the folks that you mentioned, I know, that put all that effort into it. I think Lake County came together to surround Middletown with their loving arms because it was so devastating. It was on national news. It was everywhere. So yeah, no, just thank you for bringing this. Thank you, everybody, for coming and being a part of this and, you know, just remembering that time because it was really... Yeah, it was really sad, you know, to see that, especially, you know, even though they were a rival to us at Upper Lake, we didn't want to see that happen to the town of Middletown, you know, when it comes to sports. But, you know, all that set aside, we always want to pull for each other, you know. So again, Moke, it's great to see you come forward here today. It's great to see you again. And thank you for always being there. I know you were there when our tribe had issues as well, and our community has issues, always there to open up the doors, just like all the other agencies like the Moose Lodge and whatnot. I know they do too. I just know that for all of these fires in any situation, the doors are right open and there's no question, you know. And so I just want to say that. Thank you, everyone. Mm-hmm. Is there anyone from the public that'd like to come up and speak on this?
Good morning. My name's Sean Smith. I'm retired Cal OES. I led the debris removal operation for Rocky, Jerusalem, and the Valley Fire. We were here for about 6 months. We didn't leave. Moat, thank you. You guys were great at supporting us. We had our office, our removal operations center based in Middletown, and we operated out of there for about 6 months. But this was the first fire for us at Cal OES of this size. You know, you guys talked about it. It went on years later here in Lake County also. But we were here, you know, learning while we were doing it. And the support from Lake County, from both your elected officials, your appointed officials, and everybody here was phenomenal. And as a guy coming into this, going up on Cobb Mountain those days with Rob Brown and seeing the devastation, we had never seen that before. You know, that was a generation before us. So to come here and be here this day, and Leah, thank you for inviting me. It brings it all full circle for me. So thank you. In your community, to see you guys this resilient 10 years later is phenomenal. I've gone on to 33 fires since then. This one sticks with me. So thank you.
Anyone else from the public? All right, there's no other hands on Zoom. We will take a picture.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Can we take a quick break? Yeah, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break.